Hey guys, welcome to my channel. I'm Jess. If you love shopping and handbag videos, please like and subscribe to my channel. It's not super common to be completely addicted to handbags, but unfortunately I would say I am a little bit addicted to handbags, and I don't know where this addiction came from. It's probably something that I need to deal with personally, but I find that when people ask me certain questions to do with handbags, it makes me feel a little bit uncomfortable. Guys, are there questions as a handbag enthusiast that you get asked that you don't like being asked? Let me know. So first question is, have you bought any more bags this week? And I guess like my friends know I'm into handbags. People who watch my YouTube channel know I'm into handbags, and getting asked if I've bought any more bags this week makes me feel uncomfortable sometimes, because usually the answer is yes. It's embarrassing to admit it, guys, but I really do sometimes feel a little bit out of control with my urges to shop, and I don't know whether that's got to do with me being really invested in YouTube and Instagram and being influenced by other people's shopping and being sucked into that vortex of online shopping and the pre-love market. But I do feel sometimes that I lose myself a little bit and I give into temptation a little bit too often. You know, it's something that I'm still dealing with, my shopping urges, and it's something that I feel like I could definitely overcome if I address why I'm shopping, and where if I'm trying to mask some sort of anxiety or something. I don't know. Who knows, guys? I'm not going to turn this into a therapy session, but let's get on to the next question that makes me feel uncomfortable. How much does your bag cost? Honestly, guys, I would never dare to ask someone how much their bag costs. I just feel like that's a really rude question, but I get it, guys. People who are new to luxury want to know, how much does that Chanel bag cost? How much does that is that Hermes? Like, how much does that cost? Like, you know, I get it. You're curious, but it makes me uncomfortable because it sometimes follows with the response of, I would never spend that much on a bag, and I just feel like that makes me feel really like people are judging me, basically. And you know, I think as time goes by, I really couldn't give two poos about like what other people think. Like, I'm just gonna be open and answer the questions. You know, I'll let you know how much it costs if you want. It does make me feel a little bit uncomfortable admitting that I've spent thousands of dollars on a single handbag, and there are people who get it, and there are a lot of people who just cannot comprehend why you would do that. And it honestly just comes down to my love of handbags, which a lot of people cannot relate to in my everyday life. Next thing that people sometimes ask that makes me uncomfortable is when they're looking, like, I see people sizing me up, like looking at my handbag, and they're like, is that an Hermes bag? And sometimes I'm just like, I think it's the tone that they ask you in. If they're like, is that an Hermes bag, or is that a Louis Vuitton bag, or is that a Chanel bag? It's sometimes the tone that they're delivering to you. I feel like it kind of makes me feel like, you know, what are you doing with an Hermes bag? Like, what? Like, you know, like kind of judging you for owning it. It's like, you shouldn't be wearing that kind of thing. I think if people are asking in like a friendly way, like, oh, is that an Hermes bag? Like, that's kind of different. It's kind of like, you know, it could be someone who is into handbags and like, oh, like I would do that. I would totally do that, to be honest. I'd be like, oh my God, is that a Picotin? Like, you know, I get it. But if it's in a tone that's like, what the hell, then it makes me feel uncomfortable. Next thing, okay, this depends on the person, but sometimes people will ask me, can I try your bag on? Like, just a random person who, like, I hardly know. They'll be like, can I try it on? And, you know, you can tell if somebody is very, like, rough with bags. And, you know, I like to look after my bag, so I don't want some, like, random person scooping up my bag and, like, flinging it around everywhere. So, yes, if it's a close friend, of course I'll let you try my bag on. Like, I would love you to try my bag on. Like, it makes me excited to see other people, like, enjoy handbags, to be honest, because I can relate to that. But when there's somebody, like, judging you and like, oh, can I try that on too? Like, oh, I want to see what I look like in that bag. Like, it makes me feel like, no, you can't. Like, it's my bag. So, yeah, I usually, to be honest, let people try on my bag, even if I'm a bit, like, unsure, but that's just my personality. But it does make me feel uncomfortable if they're doing it in a bit of a judgmental way, or like, oh, you know, like, wow, I can't believe you bought this kind of thing. why don't you just sell all your bags and save the money? I get this question so much, guys. Like, so my friends are like, Jess, you could like buy so many things with all those bags, Jess. Like, you could just sell them all and go on a world tour holiday. Like, you could just sell all your bags and put the money in your bank account. Like, you know, all these things. It's like, why don't you just sell all your possessions and, you know, start again? Like, you know, it's just a stupid question, guys. Like, I obviously like handbags. That's why I have like over 20. Like, I don't know how else to explain it. I don't have to prove to you that I need to put my money in other assets in my life. I mean, I could. Of course, everybody can allocate their money however they want. But if you love handbags and that's where you want to put your money, fine, okay? It's, you know, it's not the end of the world. I'm not defined by my handbags. If I lose all my handbags, so be it. You know, it's a shame. It will be sad, but I'm not my handbags. It doesn't matter how many handbags I have, how many little bags I have. It shouldn't really matter that much. So, you know, at the end of the day, I don't want to focus on it too much, how much money I've spent on all my bags. But a lot of people like to, like, you know, drum it home to me quite often. Like, I can't believe, like, you bought that many bags. Like, you know, sell them all, like, kind of thing. And it just, you know, I think it sometimes comes from, you know, people feeling like, oh, I wish I could buy that many bags, or, you know, just placing judgment, trying to put you down so they feel better, kind of thing. And you shouldn't feed into that, or, you know, it just irritates me. I think it's a little bit rude. How many bags do you have? I get this question sometimes. How many bags do I have? Look, I used to have a lot more. To be honest, there was a point where I feel like I had like over 40. It's getting there again, guys. It is getting there. And, you know, this makes me feel uncomfortable. This is more of a personal thing. This makes me feel uncomfortable, this question. Because, again, I feel like I get into these stages where I just get a little bit out of control. Like, I'll buy one bag, I'll buy another bag, and then all of a sudden I have like an extra 10 bags. And I just feel like that is a little bit excessive, personally. That is why I do kind of rotate my bags. I sell off a few bags before I bring in a few more, because I don't like having too many bags. And when someone asks me how many bags I have, at this point, guys, it's getting onto 30. Like, honestly, I do have like over 20, but, like, you know, I don't know, guys. It's probably, you know, it's getting there. There was a stage where I had a lot more. And yeah, I just feel like, I don't know why I feel bad about that, guys. I just think I don't like being too excessive. It already is excessive, I get it, but I guess that sense of being out of control is something that I don't like feeling as well, and I don't like how I've kind of let it get to this point as well. Whereas I know a lot of people have a lot more bags than me. The people have like 50, 60, 100, 200 bags, and I in no way would place judgment on them and think they have too many bags. In fact, I would be like so excited to see someone else has 200 bags. I'd be like, wow, that's awesome. Like, as a handbag lover, I would love to see a collection of 200 bags. In fact, like, please do a collection video. Honestly, like, that's how I feel when I see someone has collected so many things. Or, like, you know, these people who collect 1,000 Barbie dolls. Like, that makes me excited. I don't, my brain doesn't go to, wow, you could have spent your money on something much better than Barbie dolls, or, oh my gosh, like, I can't believe you wasted that much money on Pokemon cards. Like, you know, I don't know why. I feel like related. Like, I feel like I can relate to people like that who have a passion for something and want to, like, put, like, their time and effort and grow a collection. I don't know why I can relate to that, but I think that's just, like, you know, someone finds joy in something and they want to, like, you know, invest into it. Like, I don't think there's anything that wrong with that, to be honest. Like, at least someone is finding joy from something. Like, they're not really hurting anyone. They're probably developing a community. They're probably making friends from other people who collect. Like, it's usually pretty positive. It only gets negative when, you know, you go overboard, basically. Like, you spend too much money, or, you know, you live beyond your means, all this, you know. And yeah, I get where the judgment can come from as well, but at the end of the day, you just have to let people do what they want to do, you know? You shouldn't judge people too much. Nobody is perfect. And if you're going to judge someone else, well, you should really look at yourself as well, because 9 times out of 10, there's something you're doing that is not perfect either. So anyways, well, I'm just ranting a lot in this video, guys. Honestly, like, how do I just start talking to myself? Anyway, okay, so next question. Is your bag real? Now, I think this is kind of rude. Honestly, I haven't really got this question before because, I don't know, I guess people I see usually in my real life know that I'm addicted to bags. I buy designer bags, so I don't often get questioned if my bag is authentic. Sometimes online I get questioned that, like people be like, well, there are a whole lot of fake bags behind you kind of thing, and I think, well, like, you know, it kind of reflects badly on the person because they can't tell if your bag is real or fake. I'm like, well, can't you tell it's real? Like, you know, you shouldn't have to ask. It's just a rude question. It's also coming from, like, I would never, even if I knew that someone's bag was fake, I wouldn't be like, is that a real bag? Like, it's just a rude question to ask, right? Anyways, next question. Aren't you scared to carry that bag? I do sometimes get asked this sometimes, like, you know, I would be so scared to carry around a bag that costs $2,000. And I get it, because I've had friends who have been mugged before, and I've seen, you know, people online lose their whole handbag collection because they got burgled, and, you know, touch wood, like, you know, it's scary. And I get that fear that people have about carrying designer bags. And sure, I am careful about where I carry my bags. There are areas where I wouldn't carry a designer bag, or I would carry like a garden party or a bolide over like my Birkin for sure. Like I am conscious of where I carry my bags, but you really, if you love bags, guys, you shouldn't live in fear and like just not enjoy your bags. Because honestly, wearing your bags can be so exciting sometimes. If it's the right location, if you're, you know, you're somewhere where other people wear designer bags as well, I think there's nothing better than enjoying a designer bag, right? So don't let other people make you feel bad for carrying a designer bag, or make you feel guilty, or like you should be fearful for your life because you're carrying a designer bag. Like, it's just ridiculous, guys. Like, honestly, if people are going to steal your bag, like, they're probably going to steal something else. So there are thieves everywhere, especially in this day and age. Depending on the country you're in, you know, you just have to have your wits about you, know where to carry your bags. But you should enjoy your bags, guys. Like, don't let other people make you fearful all the time. The last question I wanted to talk about is, when are you going to stop buying bags? So I do get this question sometimes, like, you know, when are you going to hit bag peace? When are you going to slow down with buying the bags? And I don't know, guys. I don't know. I wish I could stop. Sometimes I wish I didn't have a passion for fashion. But, you know, it's something that I enjoy. It's something that gives me excitement every day. I love wearing my designer bags. I love looking at other people's designer bags. I love watching videos about designer bags. I love following all the new releases. Despite all the price increases, the bad quality, and the crap that's being redesigned over and over again, I still enjoy, you know, learning about it. I still enjoy, you know, thinking about what happened in the past, what's happening now, what a bag's going to look like in the future. I love researching vintage bags. I just love bags. Like, I love learning about handbags, and that's something that I don't know if that's going to go away, guys. That's just something I'm interested in. And to be honest, I haven't been that hyper focused on handbags for that much of my life. Like, as I've said before, it's probably only since like 2015. Well, I've always been into designers, like, ever since I was 12, to be honest, like, learning about fashion designers. But handbags, yeah, in particular, that's something that kind of bloomed out of social media, I think, and celebrities and influencers wearing designer bags. Like, designer bags have really, like, blew up over the last, like, 10 years, I think. And I don't know if it's always going to be like that. Like, it will probably dwindle down a little bit in the next 10 years. Maybe less people will be collecting bags. And I'm sure as those trends start to fizzle out, maybe I will also start to collect less bags and just, you know, be like, you know, I really enjoy my collection and this is it. I don't think you decide, I'm just going to stop collecting bags. Like, it kind of just stops. Like, you just, one day you're like, I don't care anymore. And you forget about it. And honestly, with everything that I've collected in the past, whether it was, you know, stationery, whether it was Beanie Kids, whether it was anything, you know, soft toys, whatever I was collecting, there was a period where I was hyper fixated on it. And then one day I just stopped. Like, I got distracted by something else, or something else happened in my life. Like, I changed job, or something happened and I just forgot about it. Like, and honestly, I think that will probably happen to me with handbags as well. I'll just get to a point where I'm like I just don't even think about them as much anymore, because I'll probably lose interest. And that kind of happened to me with Chanel bags, I suppose, because, yeah, a lot of things, I guess, disappointed me in the end about, like, you know, those sorts of bags. But yeah, at the moment, I guess I'm fixated on Hermes bags, but that could fizzle out as well, guys. But I feel like Hermes is one of those brands that you kind of can have for the long run, and even when I'm like a grandma, I'll probably still collect those bags. So I don't know, I can't see me not liking Hermes bags like for a while, but who knows, guys, like things change and you can't really predict when things change. Usually things change when you least expect it. So anyways, guys, thanks for listening to my blabby video today. Let me know, what handbag questions do you hate being asked and make you feel uncomfortable? Just wanted to say thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys on my next one. Bye!